guys, it's your boy AAron2420. Here with my battle versus Erca. Now you may be wondering, I said this is the battle, why am I on the team screen? Well, because I ran out of time, because I had to help get stuff ready for the GBA draft. So, and also it wasn't just that, I was also just busy this weekend making up stuff for school because I missed like 4 days in the past 2 weeks. And also I've just been out and about a lot, so didn't have as much time as I would have liked, but figured I'm still getting the team builder out just right before the battle. So we got Peter, Peter, but I put Parker in parentheses because like Peter Parker, he's a spider. Yeah, you got the joke. With Focus Sash, Compound Eyes with Thunder, Sticky Web, Bug Buzz, and Hidden Power Steel. Hidden Power Steel was because it was the only thing I had that could have 2-hit KO'd Deontay, and I figured that Deontay could have been a problem when it comes to getting up. Well, it would have gotten a Brox potentially. It also would have been a problem when it comes to Galvantula being a thing. So, I figured that HP Steel helps me beat it 1v1, assuming he doesn't have a light screen. Next up, well, even if he does have light screen, I still have speed in the first one, and then by the time he breaks my stash, I'd still kill it. So no matter what, I beat it 1v1. Next up, we got Crimson Chin, Mega Steel, because this is our diehard Deontay counter, though it's not just for Deontay, obviously, because his team is not just Deontay. This is also great for things like, shit, I'm forgetting Erca's draft, but I know I planned it. Hold on a second, let me pause. Alright, so I just remembered, sorry about that, I had to relook at my calcs. So this was basically made to take on the both Metagross, also the Sceptile. Obviously it's going to take on the Deontay, because Deontay is shit when it comes to offense. But this has Earthquake, which goes after a lot of his team, like the Drapion, the Metagross, the Marowak, and this is also, the defense is made to take on the Marowak 100%. I took some out of HP and just add a little bit more to defense, just so I could spread it out a little better, and also live a Leaf Storm from Mega Sceptile or Focus Blast, because Leaf Storm actually does more, I believe. I forget 100%. I know I calced it out though, and I know whatever one did more, that's what I calced for. It's been like a week since I built this team, and I'm honestly just out of it, but that's why I'm recording this right now. So we have Ice Fang because it one-shots the Mega Sceptile. Earthquake, I believe, was made to one-shot Marowak. I don't think it was made to one-shot Metagross, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like a bulky Metagross. It doesn't one-shot, but that's honestly fine. We still take it on fairly well anyway. It can't really touch us. I just need this thing to one-shot Marowak no matter what, because Marowak is the thing that can actually damage us, because Flare Blitz, I believe, does about like 80% of this set, 80 to 90% depending on the variant. Next we got Caroline. Shoutouts to Miss Angel Bomb for the nickname. I thought it was kind of bomb. With Choice Band, Queenly Majesty, Chop Kick, Player Up, High Jump Kick, and Rapid Spin. And as you'll see in the battle, this actually, the spreads from here on out a couple of spreads from here on out kind of build off of the idea of having sticky webs up, which kind of bites me in the ass, but at the same time it doesn't do a horrible, I guess, because it doesn't have too much of an effect, but it definitely plays a difference in a couple. I'm pretty sure it played its difference in a couple scenarios. I honestly kind of forget that, but I know. Point is, I didn't have webs up though, and webs would have definitely helped a little bit, but not too much because of a couple plays, as you'll see in the battle. But we have Chop Kick, Player Off, High Jump Kick, and Rapid Spin. High Jump Kick with Choice Band, Adamant 52 attack, guarantees against any Porygon's 2 spread that we 2-hit KO. Chop Kick is great for the Manaphy. The speed is actually outspeed Manaphy even with sticky webs up if it's max speed Timid. Playoff is just good against his team, I guess. I didn't really have too much in mind for Playoff or Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is just to get rid of rocks because I didn't want to run Defog on Latias or Tapu Fini. And Playoff was honestly, I'm pretty sure I just put Playoff on here because there wasn't any move that really worked better. Oh yeah, no, it was Mega Sceptile, that's why. Yeah, duh. Next we got kind of thick at the top of Fini with Ice Beam, Moonblast, Hydro Pump, and Taunt. Max Spadef because it helps us live. It helps us take on Mega Sceptile if we need it to, with Agua Berry because that helps us get our HP back and shit. Ice Beam because Moonblast actually, without starting to make it a very unfavorable matchup for us against Mega Sceptile, Ice Beam was what we needed to one-shot, and I didn't want to exactly put us in an unfavorable matchup versus Sceptile, so I figured that, I had to run this. Leaf Storm, I believe, brings us down to our Agua Berry, so that's why I had Agua Berry and Max Spadef. It also helps us take on Zapdos, because Zapdos can only, if it's defensive Zapdos, we can take it on fairly well. But if it's offensive, then Thunderbolt's a 2-hit KO. So that's another reason for the Spadef. Next we got Pride Blob, because he really doesn't have much for Pride Blob or Latios, and I kind of got a little careless in my match with those. I should have ran a little bit more offense, but that's on me. With Figgy Berry though, Gluttony, because it helps us get at half or lower the Figgy Berry, which, I mean, that's really nice, because otherwise I don't need to get to like 30% and be like, oh fuck, Figgy Berry's not going to activate, because I'm just going to get one shot next turn. Or not one shot, I guess, but I'm going to die next turn. But I have Knockoff, Gunk Shot, Shadow Sneak, and Curse. I really didn't need Shadow Sneak, but I didn't really need another move anyway. I have Curse to set up, because he has a decent amount of mons, like Porygon 2 that I could set up on. Knockoff and Gunk Shot, just great moves against his team, do phenomenal damage. Knockoff is a 2-hit KO against Marowak. +1 I can kill. +1 I can actually 2-hit KO a lot of his team with Knockoff. So that's really nice. Gunk Shot can kill a lot also. And finally we got Joe the Latios with Soul Dew and Calm Mind, Draco, Recover, and Psychic. This thing was mostly meant to be my MVP. It's honestly... and I kind of failed in my draft, I guess, also to an extent. But I especially failed bring something in my match to handle the Zapdos better. Because Zapdos 2-hit KOs pretty much everything on my team but this. Especially if it's offensive Zapdos, which it ended up being in my match. So I guess this definitely helped though a lot. And I'm not gonna say anything else, because in my match you'll see why. So he brings, I'm just gonna switch sides. So he brings the Metagross, the Marowak, Sceptile, Drapion, and Zapdos, which I all thought he would bring. And I thought he would have brought the Porygon 2 over Hawlucha. But Hawlucha, to be fair, it's not a bad pick against my team. Just, I mean, it doesn't... I still have answers for it, so it wasn't a horrible thing. Like, I have the Latios. I play off on my Serena. So if I have Sticky Webs up before he goes on Burden, I could still take it out. I have Tapu Fini, which walls to all hell and back. So I figured I was fine. Though, I think one thing also looking back in this match, it definitely costed me, was I prepped my entire team assuming that, at least I prepped a lot of the speed stats assuming that I would have Sticky Webs up, and you'll see in this match. So anyway, I lead off with Tapu Fini, because I figured that, you know, I can live any hit from Marowak no matter what, even if it's offensive, but I could one-shot it with Hydro Pump. So I go for Hydro Pump. It does a decent amount, even with the crit. It did more than I expected. So I figured that I don't want to risk Tapu Fini this early on, so I go into Latios, who can take out any hit. He goes for Roost, and I go for Calm Mind, because I figured that no matter what, I'm getting off damage. So I go for Draco here, get a crit, and I calced here, and I realized he was Assault Vest. Beginning of this match, I actually played phenomenally, not gonna lie. I played very well. So I realized he was Assault Vest. I was like, okay, you know, he's Assault Vest. He cannot kill me with Muck. It's a 3-hit KO with Earthquake, I believe. I believe it was a 3-hit KO. It did like 40% with Earthquake, I believe. So I go for Knockoff to get the Assault Vest. And he has the Assault Vest Drapion as well. And I figured he's probably prepping his entire team for Lottie. I go for I switch into Lottie because I figured he's going to go for Earthquake. Very easy read right there. There wasn't really any other move that he had that could have touched Alolan Muck. So I figured, okay, very safe switch into Latios. Draco, especially without the Assault Vest, is 2-hit KO, no matter what. So he knocked off my Soul Dew, though. And I'm lucky to live, to be honest. I shouldn't have risked like that. But because of that, I actually wasn't going to 2-hit KO anymore. So I figured that, you know what? I was just going to go for Recover, because he can't kill me with Knockoff anymore, because even I believe that was a crit. No, that wasn't a crit, but it did 54%. So when I get to Recover, I get to 56%. So he definitely couldn't have killed. So I figured I'd go for Recover. Worst comes to worst, I'm forced out, but I have more HP for when I switch back in. So now I go into my Alolan Muck, because I can take any hit from Mega Sceptile. And as you see, that does 31%. And I figured, okay, I can get a free switch into Latios, because I knew he was going to switch out, or even then, just, like, I knew he was going to switch out. So he goes for Poison Jab here, and I'm like, okay, you know, even with a crit, that doesn't do that much. So I can set up a Calm Mind, and because of this, because I didn't just kill it right away, I get poisoned, and this bites me in the ass, because I try and stall him out, but then I realize between Knockoff and Poison damage, I can't just stall him out like that, because I'm just going to keep myself at the same HP. So I go for Draco. I'm at 26% now with Lottie, and Lottie can't really wallet the Zapdos anymore. So I figured, though, I might as well sack, because I didn't know what he's going to go for. I figured that if he goes for Sky Attack, or if he goes for Sub here, I figured that if he goes for Sub, I lose. So I had to kind of play around that, because if he had a Sub up, he could have gotten up a Sword Stance and went for a Sky Attack. +2 would have done a shit ton of damage to the not physically defensive Tapu Fini, and also +2 high jump kick would have done a shit ton to Mega Steelix. So at +2, Hot Leech kind of does a lot to my team, but I have a lot to make sure it doesn't get to +2. So I figured though that I had to let Lottie go, because it was better to let Lottie go than for him to get a sub up and start setting up on me. So he goes into Nightfire, and I go into Tapu Fini, because as I said, this thing takes on fairly well. And he goes into Zapdos again, and I predict that and go for Ice Beam, but it doesn't do as much as I thought it would. It does about as much as Hydro Pump would have done, though, to be honest. So I go into Mega Steelix, though, predicting Thunderbolt. And this is really my only answer for Thunderbolts left on my team. And he has Heat Wave, which is 2 at KO. I should have probably calced more for this, less for the Leaf Storm, or less for the Low Marowak, really, I guess, because I'm still taking on a Low Marowak with Tapu Fini. Whereas I don't have much for Zapdos, and it really shows in this match. I should have brought Rock Slide, to be honest. And as you can see, I'm forcing him to Tapu Fini. This is literally my last resort because I'm hoping that I can kill it off. I should have went for Taunt, and this is really my mistake, not going for Taunt. Because by not going for Taunt, and I don't go for Taunt again, because not going for Taunt, it allows him to Roost up his turn. It allows him to Roost up his turn, which I think really costs me, because I could have at least done damage to it, and I could have possibly even killed off the Zapdos if I went for Taunt. I mean, to be fair, like at this point, I'm just going for Player Off. I figured, why not damage? And I go into kind of thick, Meteor Mash kills, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I really didn't have much, because Muck would have been 2 at KO. It would have been killed off anyway if I switched in Muck, so I had to kind of let it go. Though Muck still dies from an Earthquake. Oh wait, that did 69%. They did more than I thought it would have. Point is, it was still a 2 at KO against Muck, though. As I said earlier in the match, I thought it was a 3 at KO. It was a 2 at KO. If I was Fizz Def, it would have been more. At +1, it would have been, I would have tanked it. But Meteor Mash, he goes for that. Get the +1 attack. It doesn't really matter, like, at all, because he's still going to kill me. I switch out, because, though, I'm really surprised he went for Bullet Punch. I'm not going to lie. That was a major misplay on his part. Because, oh wait, I'm locked. Yeah, I'm locked in the high jump kick, so I would have killed. Because I had Queenly Majesty. What the fuck? Why did he go for that? I could have gotten a free kill right there. I mean, it really doesn't matter. He would have still just brought in Zapdos and swept at that point. Because even my Sash was still up, Thunderbolt wouldn't have killed the Zapdos. He could have still very easy player out. Worst he could have done was a 3-0 win at this point. Because I have nothing for the Marowak. I have nothing that can touch it. Just like I have barely anything that can touch the Zapdos. So he kills off Peter Parker. And I go into Serena. I go for Chop Kick just because it's my most damaging move against. In fact, it's my only move I can touch this thing with besides Player Up, which is non-stab. So if you're just stab, why not? And that's a game. We get 5-0'd. I get fucked. I should have brought Snorlax instead of Muck, to be honest. But or even really instead of Caroline. Caroline didn't really do shit this match. But it's not. I needed a Manaphy answer, and Snorlax wasn't exactly doing anything back to Manaphy. So, yeah, I guess if you could enjoy this match, leave a like down below. I played shit, I know. I shouldn't have risked Lottie that early in the match. It could have been a whole different match, because Lottie kind of walls out his entire team, besides Drapion, who I could have killed off. And then Mega Style would have died to Finny, or Muck, or really, like, half my team. Pretty much anything in my team could have killed off Mega Style, to be honest. Besides Lottie. But, yeah, I guess that I kind of fucked up, though, by sacking off Lottie. Not only sacking it off, I fucked up by letting it get poisoned. I shouldn't have even set up. If I didn't set up, I might not have won the game, but I would have gotten a lot better differential. So I guess that's it. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, motherfuckers.